Hi guys, so I am doing this video today in another voiceover, which is a little nerve-wracking, but we'll see. Hopefully it goes okay. So what we're going to talk about today is kind of an updated version of my planner sort of system for this year, and I have sort of added another kind of planner and some other notebooks. And so we'll get into all of that in this video. So here I'm just showing you the Hobonichi weeks. So I ordered this because I really loved the botanical illustration on the front, and I will try and flash in this on the screen here who it's by. And the weeks is actually quite long and thin and dainty, so it's a little bit smaller than I had thought. But I really love the little pop of silver. There's like a little bit of silver foil on it, which is really nice. And it's just a dainty little notebook. The paper's quite thin, but we'll get into all of that later on. So right now, I'm just going to show you the Moleskine that I started with, the daily Moleskine. I am still using that during, every day. And I've actually been really enjoying using that, but I've kind of changed the way. It's taken me a little while to sort of figure out how I wanted to use that. And I'm actually housing it now in a Chic Sparrow Maverick Pocket Plus. So I'm really enjoying that part of it. And I had set this up kind of not really knowing exactly how I was going to use it, what I wanted to use it for. Like here I was thinking, to use this page as a tracker, and I wasn't really sure, but I'm really been enjoying using it for my restorative yoga and, doing the kind of stretching or breathing and all that kind of stuff that I need to do. So, and that's just a good way to do it. And then here was my very first attempt at the page, and I was a little bit daunted by the lines. I'm not really a lined person, lined paper person. I don't really like it. So it took me a while to figure out how to do it in an aesthetically pleasing way for me. And I had kind of tried, just jotting down a few to-dos and things like that, but it wasn't really working as a planner. It was more of a post plan, so more memory keeping. So I just decided to make it an actual memory keeping journal. And I'm really loving journaling in this style. It took me a kind of a while to figure out how to do this and, what I wanted to do. So what I'm basically doing now is just little bits of memories. I might do like a little list as well of a couple of things that I need to remember, a little bit of illustrating. I've sort of changed the direction of some of the writing, so I write up the sides and I also break up the text into different blocks along the page. So I'm really enjoying all of that, and I might actually show at the end, so we might do a page of journaling together at the end of this video, so you can kind of see my thought process around that. And I'm actually just showing you here, I love the colour, that middle colour of the colour card there. I really would love a planner that colour, that really, really faint blush colour. So that's just a side note, but I've been using the Pilot Cavalier in there, and there's no bleed through or anything like that, so I really enjoy it. It's in extra fine. It's a fine little dainty pen as well, and it's not great for, if you were doing prolonged periods of writing, it would probably cramp your hand. It's a little bit too small, for me, but I do really enjoy it in this journal, and I've got the Kaweco Smoky Grey in there at the minute, so I'm really liking that. I wanted something that was this kind of a similar tone to a graphite, to a lead pencil, and I'm finding that is, a pretty similar sort of colour. So I have just been really enjoying that. And I think I'm a little bit behind here in what I'm saying with what I'm showing you, but I just showed you the Chic Sparrow leather tabs, which I'm using in there as well. So I'm using kind of a combination of washi tape and the leather tabs, and I'm really loving that, and just doing a little bit of illustrating with a marker on there, but you can see that in another video. And then here I'm starting to show you the Hobonichi weeks. So I think this is the Yamazakura edition, and what I'm just showing you here is that it doesn't actually close very well. I can see like a lot of people buy covers for it, and you know, the whatever they've made the book board on the front and the back, it sort of flares open, and so I think that's why they buy the covers, to kind of try and keep that closed. And here I'm just showing you the size of it versus like a standard Midori Travels notebook from Travels Company. So it's a little bit smaller than, you know, that. I think they're like 4x7. So this is like 3.5x7 or 3.5 by 6.5 or something like that inches. And here I'm just showing you the illustration and the way they've done that. I really, really love that on the cover. So the other thing about this is that I got it from Jet Pens, and I just saw that they do have some more in stock, so they sold out pretty quickly. But this is actually an April start as well, so you can grab one from them now and start. And so it started, I think, last month. Even though it says an April start, it gives you a little bit of a little bit of this month, and then next month as well. So you get all of the, you know, weeks, and then you get note pages at the back, and they're gridded, so it's quite nice. The paper is very thin, so you can see through it if that is, you know, of concern to you. But I'm just kind of showing you there. You've got the weekly, so each day, and then at the other side you've got either, you know, room to list or room to do extra things. And so it's worked out quite well for me, because I'm kind of doing the journaling in the daily Moleskine, and then I'm doing my to-dos, and I have kind of my work to-dos in kind of a family business log, so I don't really need to put those in this. But I use it for lists, grocery lists, or something that I might have ordered that I need to keep track of the shipping, or you know, any other types of to-dos that I have during the week, which is really helpful. And right now I am just showing you the passport size Midori, or Travellers Company Travels notebook. So I have just been using the blank insert that comes with it, and just trying out some fountain pen, some watercolor, and just how the paper takes that, and, you know, some little illustrations, or kind of just trying out different ways to journal, and different color combos and things like that, and seeing if I can sort of use this paper for some tutorials, because I just really like the you know, the daintiness, sort of the petite size of it, so I think it'll be nice on camera. So I was just trying out to see if that would work for any sort of upcoming tutorials or little watercolor things that we can do together. And so I do have a video on showing that setup and everything, and kind of showing how I made a few of the things that go into that set, you know, that went into that setup as well. And here I am just showing the K&Co XOXO. I have had these sort of on my radar for a little while, and she does really, really nice clips for your planner. So even the cards and the packaging. So I just wanted to kind of unbox that on camera and show you the packaging and everything. And even the little business cards are really nice, that you can add to your planner to make it pretty. And here I'm just showing you what I got. So I got the I think vintage glass in soft pink, and like a butterfly in like the grey pearl or something like that. And I think she does still have both of those available on her website. And she has an Instagram which says like when her like website is, you know, closed, or if she's updating the shop, or if she has sales or anything like that as well. So they're really nice and really good quality. And then here I'm just showing you the clip in my planner. So I think I'm going to use that for like to keep track of which day that I'm on. The today, I wanted to use like a little today thing that I have, but I haven't really been using that bookmark. I've just kind of been opening it, but I really like the idea of having this little dangle charm on the day. And I'm just kind of showing you the sides of the planners there, which I really love when they're kind of chunky and they've got all the little different bits and pieces and the softness, and, you know, little speckles and glitter and all the kind of different textures and the tactile nature of the sides. And then here I'm just showing you how I threaded the 2 books through. So I put both of the books on 2 strings and I threaded those right through the spine, and then I have just re-tied that back up. So pretty simple. I'm not sure if I'll take them out at some point and do a different setup, but for now I'm just enjoying having both of those in there. And so I think this is the end of the video. I'm just kind of showing you some snippets of the different, like what's in the different books, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Actually, so I am back. I just forgot that I was going to show you kind of a page of journaling and we could do that together. So I'll do that now. Okay, so here I have just got my Maverick, and I am just sort of showing you that I actually usually do this in here, so I don't actually pull the book out or anything, and I am not having any problems with it. I'm enjoying it. And then it's quite a bit of bulk, but I just don't mind it. And then so I'm just showing you a couple of examples of pages where I have done different sort of widths of the block lettering and several things, and then we will kind of get into what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you how I use the Wink of Stella and the number stencil, and I actually end up doing it a little bit crooked, but that's life behind a camera. So I sort of can't reach it quite exactly or see it from the angle that I'm at, but anyway, you can kind of get a feeling of how that works. And I give really a pretty generous application of the Wink of Stella, just so that there's enough of the glitter shows up, because if you do kind of a thin layer, you don't see it as well, but it dries really quickly. Like it's not and it doesn't buckle the paper or anything like that. And I'm just showing you here with the number stencil, but you can use any stencil. Like I've used this before with a paisley stencil that I have. There's a couple of different stencils that I'd like to try in here, but this is just a really simple, quick one. And I know that it's kind of redundant. You're showing the, the date, several times on the page, but I'm enjoying sort of the shapes, and I don't know, I think the more times you repeat the shape or you learn about the shape, like how to draw the letters and things like that. Like I really struggle with the number 2, so I always like to kind of use the Wink of Stella and look at that number. I know it's sort of weird, but that's just something. And then here is, I'm just kind of showing you as well how if I have a little list of things that I need to remember. So sometimes things that you don't necessarily buy every time at the grocery store, or and you forget about them. Like always with me, it's usually like hair elastics or bobby pins. You only need them every once in a while, and so I kind of need to write those down. And like here I'm writing Italian herbs and sea salt, and I think chives as well. So I just like to keep a little record of things that I if I didn't have my phone with me, or things that I need to put into my phone to remember at the grocery store. And it's just kind of fun playing with different shapes and looking at how to create those, and kind of what things you like and what things work or not. So here, because this is just a page and you're going to flip to the next page the next day, so it doesn't matter if you make a mistake or you try something out, then whether or not you want to do it again or not. So here I've just kind of done a little laurel wreath with some florals and some vines and some leaves. And then here I am just doing another date box. So it's, again, like I said, it's just something that I enjoy, sort of looking at the letters. And if I wasn't on camera, I would try and do, that 8 a little bit more carefully and stuff. But I'm just kind of showing you that I do enjoy doing that to work on the letters. So hand lettering is as much about letters as about numbers as it is about letters. I keep saying letters, don't I, instead of numbers, but I'm always really tired when I do the voiceovers and just trying to get that done. It's like an extra element of the video. So yeah, excuse me if I do, say some things a little bit out of sorts, but so here I am just showing you kind of how I do the pages, and I just do the top of the page I like to do in a bit more of a calligraphy script and larger writing, so it's more of a modern take on illuminated letters. So I'm not obviously going to that extensive sort of way of doing an illuminated letter. I'm just doing a little bit more of a scrolly lettering, and then I go into some block lettering, and I often leave like a line in between that, and I will kind of change up how wide I want those blocks to be and stuff, and I try and make that sort of what's the word? So I try and make that uniform across, the page there. And then here I'm just showing you if I, when I turn the page sideways, and I will do something up there. So I think today I'm just doing the word of the day, which I'm doing preserve for like preserve memories. And that is basically it. I also like to use the word of the day for trying some hand lettering and trying sort of different things. So yeah, it's just a nice way to do things. So this is basically what my days look like, and then how I kind of do it. Obviously, I kind of trying to do more generic things when I'm showing you, so it's not kind of too personal on the internet, but yeah, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.